Wait.
Man, opening eye wide, yes?
Scorpion, boy.
You know you are a hot one. We are lime, we are laugh, we are chat, we no chill, we are hot one.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Daniel Loveless, and welcome to Hot Ones Caribbean. It's that show with hot questions and even hotter wings. Today, we meet a true master craftsman. London, New York, Miami, Jamaica, and around the Caribbean are just some of the regions where our guest today is in high demand. With over 25 years in the fashion industry and fueled by the menswear fashion gods, from prime ministers to celebrities including Marshall Montano, Calypso monarch Devon Seals, reggae artist Jack Yor, and even cricketer Dwayne Bravo. With several successful fashion lines, 2 retail outlets, and region-wide bespoke menswear market share, Ecliff Elie, the man, the myth, and the brand. Welcome to the show, Ecliff.
Thank you.
Firstly, can you stand the heat?
Of course, I'm born ready.
All right. So rate your hot sauce tolerance for me from 1 to 10.
11.
11. All right, you're talking big talk. Well, we have 10 amazing pepper sauces here to run through today with some amazing questions. So let's start it off today with the peri tamarind and bird pepper sauce.
Nice.
We started off the thing a little simple, you know, getting it a little sweet, we're taking it a little slow.
Nice one.
How it is?
It hot.
It hot? No. You can't don't do me that. Don't do me that. Hot you say?
I like the tingle in the tamarind very. I like the flavor. It tastes really nice.
Wow, you're actually the first guest on the show that on the first sauce I done here, yeah? Already. So starting off a little what is the Ecliff Elie brand?
The Ecliff Elie brand, well, it's my name. And the early stages in my career, I understand branding very early, and people don't normally wear clothes. What people wear is a brand. Like in growing up, I never wanted a Sneakers, I wanted a Jordan. I never wanted a jeans, I wanted a Levi's. You know, so I understand branding and how important branding is, and the Ecliff Elie brand has grown to become a household name in the region and internationally. And what we have done is created our own line of suits, shirts, jacket, pants, shirts, waistcoat, ties, handkerchief, belts, you name it, anything, bags. It's very holistic, and we cover all parts of menswear.
So tell me something, the Ecliff Elie name, you know, is so powerful that and I'm actually wearing Ecliff Elie today.
Yes.
But what led to the decision to use your own name as the brand's name?
Well, I wasn't too fond of my first name, which was Ecliff. So I used to put Eli alone on my clothing. And then I went to this motivational speaking class, and I told them, you know, I'm really ashamed of my first name because back then it had a cartoon called Heathcliff the Cat. And my friends used to call me Heathcliff and the Dingbats all the time, so I never liked my first name. And this friend by the name of Gavin Padmore, he said, if you look at Calvin Klein, Carl Canai, Ecliff Elie, Giorgio Armani, and you stick your name right there, your name is a brand. And there is when I started to use my first name. But when the brand actually came along, is when I had my first email address. When I joined Ecliff to Eli in lowercase, I just found it looked so simple, and I said, I wouldn't use the Ecliff alone, I'll use it together, Ecliff Elie. And that's how the name was formed.
So you do menswear and not women's wear?
Well, when I now started, I used to do female wear. I did like swimwear collections in the past. One of the biggest models in the world, I did a dress for her by the name of Eva Pickford. She was the first American top model. And I used to do corporate wear, Miss Universe gowns and all that. But then I decided to specialize because I realized my strength was menswear and tailoring. So I mastered the craft, and I decided to focus on menswear because I realized men is the one that needed most of the attention.
Absolutely. And why does the average man need an Ecliff Elie piece to wear?
Well, first and foremost, whenever you do a suit at Ecliff Elie, you get a lifetime warranty because a suit don't ever go out of style. Like for example, a black suit. So we leave allowances in case you lose weight or gain weight, and we give a lifetime warranty so you can come back and adjust the suit at any time. So if you grow or whatever, we'll adjust the suit because we all about turning each customer into a brand ambassador, because you want, when you go out, people ask you, hey, where do you get that suit? You tell them it's at Ecliff Elie. And we really and truly show care and concern for all our customers so that whenever they go out, we want them looking their ultimate best.
Absolutely.
This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by Unipet. This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, Trinidad and Tobago.
So we're moving on to the second sauce here. We have the totally basil pepper sauce here.
Nice.
This when you eat this one, it's get confused, you know, because it's confused and it's tasty, you know.
Sauce is nice. Wings.
I know it's tasty, but save some for later, nah, man. Save some for later. Ecliff, you style a lot of people, dignitaries, sportsmen, and of course a lot of celebrities. What is one of your most memorable moments working with a celebrity?
One of my most memorable moments working with celebrities is working with Swappy. What I like about Swappy, he's different, he's very creative, and he's not afraid of taking chances on what he wear. And he allowed me to bring out my creativity. So, doing the 2020 Soca Monarch, where I did this outfit for him where he was dressed like the Blade. And that was a really electrifying outfit. And what I did, I took my camera crew backstage, and he was just in character, and when he was walking through the crowd, and it was really fun seeing him from concept, reaching backstage to on stage, and even how pleased he was even after the performance.
Absolutely. And you're Ecliff Elie, you know, the name itself, you know, has a lot of weight to it. But has any moment where a celebrity reached out to you, shocked you? Like it's like, wow, they really reached out to me, and you know, you're so honored and humble for that opportunity.
Marshall.
Okay, tell me about that experience.
So I was going about my business, and I was in my workshop, and I got a phone call. Ecliff, is Marshall. And then I had designed for him many years ago, very early, when his rasp was short like this. Through B-Mobile. He was one of B-Mobile brand ambassadors. So I outfitted he and some other artists, showing interest and some others. And so I didn't do anything for him for some years, and then he called for me to outfit him for his wedding. And I was really honored to be the one chosen, because I mean, it's Marshall and it's his wedding, and for him to actually think about me on his wedding, to do his wedding outfit, I was really shocked and very, very much pleased about that.
So Ecliff, you style for a lot of people, you know, dignitaries, sportsmen, and of course celebrities. You know, talk about some of them. Tell me about some of them.
So okay, so let's start all the region, and then we'll come in, right?
Absolutely.
So like reggae artists, I designed some for Buju Banton. I did Jacquio, Lead Pipe out of Barbados, Teddy Rhymes out of Grenada, the guy who sang Mash It Up and Bill Back.
Mash it up and my back.
Problem Child.
Right.
Problem Child. He's from St. Vincent, Lyrical, Vaughan, and a few others of the region. Is Soca Monarch for St. Martin, Ruma. Right. Coming home here in Trinidad, we have Ding Dong. Tedison John out of St. Lucia.
I realize we got a little laugh when they say Ding Dong. You wanna explain the joke behind that laugh?
Because Ding Dong is sexy.
Okay.
You cannot tell Ding Dong is not sexy, right?
Did you design his wear when he jumped off the stage?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I actually filmed it and all.
Serious?
Yeah, so video footage of him jumping off the stage.
Like, was it planned from the jump off the stage? Or?
Yeah, I think that was part of his routine, because it was his Soca Monarch, and he wanted to make this grand exit. Right. So that was his thing, to exit the stage. And then we have like sports personality. We have the region like Darren Sammy, the West Indies captain.
Zooks.
Yeah, we have Dwayne Bravo, Keyshawn Walcott, J.Hugh Gordon, a good few other athletes. And then we have like prime ministers of the region. We have prime minister of St. Lucia, prime minister of St. Martin, and a lot of the government ministers in St. Lucia, like the Minister of Tourism, Minister of Commerce. And right here in Trinidad, like Stuart Young, Marvin Gonzalez, Foster Cummings, and Colombin, but a good few ministers here as well. A lot of people. A lot of people to remember.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
I guess that's what the confusingly tasty sauce does.
Yeah.
This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by B-Mobile. This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by Burger King. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Moving right along, what are you doing over there?
Good man.
Alright. Happy to hear. Remember, we only on the third sauce here, and I seen a lot of sweat going on and things, so I really hope that you can make it to the end. But now we have the Maggie Spicy with shadow belly sauce here. Yeah, this is actually one of my favorite sauces. I like the little Caribbean touch to it, you know?
Yes. Let's see what Maggie have here.
There we go.
Tasty. Very tasty.
What do you think?
I like it. Hot, of course, but very tasty.
You're in Italy, you know. I know you love Italy. Tell me a bit about your love for Italy.
Ever since I was involved in tailoring, people come to the tailor shop. When I just had my tailor shop, and they'll say, I want an Italian suit. But what is the thing about Italy and suits and men? So I had to go and see for myself. I did a few workshops on tailoring, and I wanted to understand these men in Italy, why they dress so well. Number one, the climate is really nice. If the older guys, when they walk in the dog, they're well dressed, everything just intact. And so I actually did a collection called Prima Volta, which means first time in Italian. And that was inspired by the architecture and the people and the buildings and everything.
So in Trinidad and Tobago and across the Caribbean, we like to dress, we like style. Yeah. But what do you think is one of the big no-nos in fashion when it comes to men?
Well, for me and in my line, it's not really no-nos. It's just some guys have to know how to put their wardrobe in perspective, and they have to know how to dress appropriately for each occasion.
Right.
So it's very good to put your wardrobe in perspective. This is your corporate wear, and you have a nice rotation of clothing for work. Then you have your layout your evening wear. When I mean evening, like Sunday evening, the shorts, the nice t-shirts, you want to go for a walk with a significant other. One of the things we used to do many years ago is wear pinstripe suits to go out. And pinstripe suits actually is business wear. And that became popular in America because, of course, you know about pimping in America, right?
Yes.
Where they started wearing pinstripe suits and fedora hats and cane, but that came from Wall Street. That's the way they used to dress on Wall Street. But the black men wanted to look like businessmen, and that's the type of business they used to do. So as I said, there's a subject I could go on and on about. Yeah.
I think we should take another bit before asking this question. Right. There's a kind of steamy question.
So which one is this you're going with here now?
This is the same. We're still on the Maggie Spicy one. We're just taking a second dip now.
Yes, okay, nice.
Nice. Well, it's nice. You do it twice.
Yeah, man.
What is a must-have for a man like me or any man that can, at the show, in the wardrobe? What are top 3 things that I must have in my wardrobe?
Well, what they call is a power suit, right? And this could either be. Yes, no, I'm still enjoying the taste. 1 second. It's good.
You like it?
1 second, pepper.
Pepper bun in here, boy. Pepper bun in here. I see it.
Yeah, but the Maggie, but the flavor.
I see it. Go ahead.
So the must-haves is a nice navy blue suit or even a black. So let's say you have a black suit with a waistcoat. It's all about how you style it. So this black suit could go a long way for you. And suits don't ever go out of style. Even though it have 2 buttons, they always just button the 1 button, which creates an illusion of a slim waistline.
Right.
I can give it that kind of powerful shot when you walk in.
So basically, you can't style Ecliff then, You can't style Ecliff. Ecliff, let me keep it moving now, I want to warm up your taste buds again. And you want to move on to the Alvins hot sauce.
Alvin, yeah.
There's actually a special hot sauce, This one come out of the US Virgin Islands.
Award-winning flavor, right?
That's where Mr. Tempo is from, The boss himself. So let me try the thing now, man. This is an award-winning flavor here.
It's hot boy, like Tempo.
Mr. Tempo.
And all these flavors taste good, but I like the little intermission in between. Some of some could prepare for the next flavor. So each of them taste different. Really nice sauces though.
You see, we like to heat it up in levels now. We like to take it to different levels.
Right.
I know that you visit Tobago, every month or so to do, consultations, etc. What is your favorite thing about, our sister Isle Tobago?
What I like about Tobago is that you could come out in a slipper, shorts, and you could just do the entire island in one day.
Yes.
And make all these different stops. You could pack a cooler in your trunk and Tobago have this amazing sunset. It's just so amazing. I just find me so blessed in Trinidad and to be living in Trinidad and Tobago, where Trinidad is like the city, the whole of Trinidad is like the city.
Yes.
And when you go to Tobago, you could really rock back, and there's so much to enjoy about Tobago. Even in Scarborough, you don't feel like you're in your own country when you're in Tobago.
I agree.
Yeah, and you're not supposed to be a tourist in Trinidad and Tobago, but that's the feeling I get. Yeah, in Tobago. And I find Tobago is a really, really lovely place, and the people are really nice.
And I think the fashion is different from Trinidad to Tobago.
Well, the men in Tobago, they take a lot of pride in the way that they dress. Even if you look at, they have this wedding, the Tobago wedding, where they wear the scissor steel jackets, and
yes,
yeah, and even the guys from Tobago, whenever they come to do a wedding for Tobago, the wedding will be huge, and they love fashion, they like colors, they like style. They don't like the boring thing at all.
From Ecliff Elie, the designer, I'm going to turn you into a tour guide now. For international viewers who may be wanting to visit Tobago, recommend 3 things that they could do in Tobago when they visit Tobago. Ecliff Elie, the tour guide.
Well, of course, you don't have the glass bottom boat. All right. Tobago is a beautiful place for hiking. You can do a lot of outdoors and golf.
Nice.
If you love golf, there are about 2 or 3 golf courses that I know of in Tobago. They could really go and
Ecliff, you miss one thing, boy.
But the
beaches, boy, Ecliff, boy. Let me trust the process and let's move on to the next wing. With the Caribbean flavors, the sizzler here. We wanna fire up your taste buds here, nah. Ecliff ain't playing, you know. You going before me, you know.
Tasting good. Yeah, man.
I like it.
It's sizzling.
Describe it in 3 words for me. But you're on the spot there.
It's tasty, have a good flavor. And the temperature is just right.
All right, I like that. So a lot of people think that, designing, everybody think that they could be a designer.
Yeah.
Because they think that, it's just taking clothes, putting it together, making clothes and just putting it on somebody. And people think that, that's something simple to do. Debunk that myth for me. What is really designing to you?
This is something that's really broad because, first you have to ask yourself why you want to be a designer, right? And you have to know your customer. Because you have to be careful you don't treat design as an art and craft, like a hobby, Fashion and designing is a multi-billion-dollar industry internationally. But in Trinidad, unfortunately in Trinidad, people still do have the level of respect for local fashion designers that they should.
And yeah, over there,
Pepper, the Pepper.
Oh, I thought they're frightened.
Is Pepper dealing with you?
I'm checking. Go on, man.
Right. And so fashion, you have to turn it into a business. So you have to be able to be a businessman and also a fashion designer, because you will just complain about the system. You will start to blame the government. They're not doing this, they're not doing that.
Yeah.
So you have to ask yourself why does it get this fashion? Because if you want to do it as a hobby, you can't really generate a proper income with that. So you have to be a business. You have to be a bit of the both. You have to be a designer plus a businessman.
All right, no problem. Let me get our next bite now. Our next question for you. Digging into the mind of Ecliff Elie here.
This Pepper getting my highway.
So do you turn into some kind of investigative journalist when doing your research on styling someone? What's your process?
Listen, yeah, but that's sizzling. Yes, Daniel. So what's the question?
Man, forget the question. You see, that's where it's duty here. That's where it's duty here.
Yeah,
so do you turn into some sort of investigative journalist when doing your research on somebody who you'd be styling?
Well, I don't know if that is the correct term, but I could tell you what I do. Like, for example, in 2019, I outfitted about 10 people for the International Soca Monarch. 10 different artists, and we were competing against each other. So it's Lyrical, Problem Child, Ding Dong, Blacks, a whole set of them.
So hold on. So everybody competing against each other and you styling everybody?
Everybody.
But Ecliff, you eating up everything, boy? We had to have a conversation after, man. If you need a little backup designer, you can call, man.
So what you have to do, well, first and foremost, you don't ever hear one designer say, but how come his outfit's looking better than mine, and why it is, Wow. So it's strictly confidentiality. So they meet with me personally, and I have to zone out and zone into this person, understand their lifestyle, and listen to a song, who they want to buy the music, who they're singing to, So I include all of that, and then add a little bit of their personal style, because I have to put a bit of their personal style for them to really appreciate the outfit, and then I can add my creativity layered on top of that. And then before the performance, I'll personally go to the dressing room and dress them and give them a sign of approval, and man, the confidence is beyond 100.
But how do you decide who gets more attention though? Because I assume one of them might be paying more money than the other. So how do you decide who gets more attention?
Well, for me, first and foremost, money didn't build my brand. It's love for fashion. I mean, I'll just give you an invoice and that's it, right? But it doesn't matter. I mean, some of the people get the best out of me, they didn't pay a cent. You know, it's just for the love, because I always think about, you cannot give me the money that the people that follow you will give me.
Wow.
So I'll use you as my springboard to reach your audience.
Yes.
So it's not about money, because that's like a real petty way of thinking.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah. So it's all about whoever I put out, full 100 or nothing. Is that doing it or nothing, and not no halfway at all. At all.
And this is the part of the show where I take you in the kitchen, powered by Uniped, where we showcase our yummy local cuisine along with beautiful destinations around Trinidad and Tobago. Let me go! At Hot Ones Caribbean, we're not only about hot wings and hot questions, but we're also about promoting our yummy local cuisine that is enjoyed all around the world. And today, I'm here with the original bubbling star himself, Chef Jason Peru, and he's going to be teaching us how to make curry chicken, or as they say somewhere in the world, chicken curry.
Well, whatever you want to call it, curry chicken, chicken curry, it is ubiquitous throughout the Caribbean. But I'm going to be showing you how to make the quintessential Trinidad and Tobago staple, Trini-style curry chicken. So, of course, in the Caribbean, we cut up our chicken for stewing or anything of that nature. Primal packs. Good. Simple. Black pepper and salt inside there. So, we are familiar with that.
Yes.
Now we're going to start to flavor it up with our Caribbean seasonings in there. Because we're doing curry chicken today, I'm going to bolster the flavor with some curry powder.
Right.
So I'm going to sprinkle it in. We also have jeera powder. Throughout the Caribbean, they also refer to it as cumin. We also have some chives. They're cut up already. We're going to put it inside there. And of course, the DNA of the Caribbean, the green seasoning, and that is the DNA. So we put that inside there just like that. Some oil is going to go inside there. So this is just traditional vegetable oil. We also have some cumin seeds, also known as jeera seeds. So you're going to toast it in the oil. I have some onions. So I'm just going to slice it up like that. So that goes inside here. You can hear the sizzle already.
Yes.
Very important, all right?
It's bubbling like the bubbling star.
It's bubbling like the bubbling star. It's aromatic already, and that's very important when cooking Caribbean cuisine. You should be able to smell it. Your neighbor should be able to smell it, and curry is no different. We're going in with some chopped garlic inside here.
Right.
We're going in with some garam masala. So I'm just going to sprinkle it in like that. We also have turmeric, which we call here in Trinidad and Tobago and throughout the Caribbean as saffron.
Saffron.
But it's really turmeric powder. That one is jeera, or as mentioned, cumin powder. So we used it in the seasoning of the chicken as well as in the sorting process to build the curry flavor. That is curry powder that I add here. Daniel, you can see how this has developed into a beautiful paste. No moisture inside there. It's time to add the chicken. And that is so important at this point in time because it allows the chicken to spring that natural water. So what I'm going to be doing is just basically mixing up the chicken inside of that curry spice, getting it coated evenly all over. Daniel, this is what we're talking about. You see how it's beautiful with that yellow color?
It's looking good.
So what I'm going to do now is add further flavor or impregnation. Pimento peppers. So I'm going to add some inside there. Too. We're going to just take a piece of parsley, put it inside there. And I don't want you wasting my time.
Okay.
And then lastly, I don't think there's anything else again to put inside there.
Chef, you're forgetting something, chef.
Oh gosh, Daniel.
Come on, man. Do the thing proper.
Habanero pepper going inside. Put that inside there on top of there. Now, ladies and gents, what we're going to be doing, can I have the cover?
There you go, sir.
It's basically covering this down, putting it on medium heat, and allow it to cook for 8 to 10 minutes, and it's going to spring that natural chicken water to start to build our curry. You ready?
Yes.
You ready to eat it?
I'm ready to eat long.
You ready
time.
to eat? You see that sauce?
Since we start, I'm ready to eat that sauce.
Daniel, hi.
Oh, yes, we could finally eat.
You know how to give tempo?
Yes.
I had to give you tempo.
The heat.
Bring the heat. This is a hot one.
Yes, it's a hot one. Hot one.
You ready to try this?
Already.
We put that there for you. Go inside. Check out the recipe in my new cookbook, The Impregnation of Flavor. Not everybody's as happy as Daniel. The recipe's inside here. It's brilliant. The Impregnation of Flavor, ladies and gents. Get it on my website, www.chefjasonperu.com, on Tempo's website.
Wow. This was amazing.
Daniel, you're not saving some for me?
It's more chicken in the pot there, mean saving some for you.
Let's do one less on the show, boy.
This was In the Kitchen, powered by Unipet.
This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Now, Ecliff, in this part of the show, we like to raise the tempo a little bit, where we use one of the pepper sauces that we call the House of Tempo. And this is our very own pepper sauce right here at Tempo. Wow. Because we want you to taste the vibe now. And I can tell you that from here, the heat is about to get intensified.
All right, then check it out.
You see the color of it already, yeah?
Flames.
Telling you. What are you doing over there? Coughing, boy. You're coughing, boy. You're coughing and mashing it up over there, boy. You see, that's how we do at Tempo, you know. We like to heat up the place. The hot ones. You know, at Tempo, we actually, care a lot about the music scene. And we know that you dominated Carnival 2020. So I know some of your most elaborate designs would include designs for lead pipe, designs for swappy, but I'd like for you to tell me, what have been some of your most difficult, complicated designs to date?
Actually, I wouldn't say difficult or complicated, but when I designed for Super Blue, yeah, I love, I did a kind of, in the 1800s, military outfit. So I actually had to travel and to get embellishments to put on these outfits.
Wow.
And he was very, if you meet Super Blue, he don't get too excited too fast. Because at the time his manager brought him and me and he was like, let's go through the motions. But what I did, I put the outfit on a mannequin and I invite him for the viewing. And he was like, wow, this is me. And he put it on, he gets in the character, he started split, he started perform on his outfit. And so,
did he flip the mic while he was doing it?
All kind of things. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that design for Super Blue, but just to find embellishments to create that look, yeah, I wouldn't say it was difficult, but it was a little, I wouldn't say challenging either, but it was fun.
And what about Vaughn's outfit that you had to craft? I know that one was challenging. Tell me about that one.
Vaughn in Grenada, but you see, I don't know if challenging is the correct word to use, but it stretches your creativity.
Right.
Yeah, and
what about it stretch your creativity?
Well, because you don't know what you're looking for, you know what you want, and you'll know when you get it. So that makes it interesting. So it's a lot of trial and error just to get the perfect look. And when I designed for Vaughn in Grenada, he actually went on to win the Soca Monarch in Grenada, and the outfit played a big part in him winning.
Wonderful. Now, you see, as creatives, right, sometimes we have this vision for our brand. So I know that you have this vision, premier vision for the Ecliff Elie brand.
Yes.
Have you ever had to turn down an artist or a person from working with them because their vision didn't align with yours?
Not really, I don't like to discriminate against people for standing in life or because I feel too big or
right.
Yeah, most of the time it'll be because of the time span they want it for. I may not be able to do it in that tight span, in that time span. Actually, it had one person.
You see, we're getting it out here. That's what the peppers do.
No, but it was not artist. It was
right.
not artist, But I choose not to see why I turned down making that outfit.
Okay. Well, is it like a male thong or something? So if I come and I say, Ecliff, I want male thong made. Are you taking the job?
No, I don't do male thongs.
All right, no problem. We can live with that. But let's turn up the heat again and move on to the Berties original. I like how you're laughing. Just now you'll be crying, man.
I'm doing good so far, man.
You're doing good.
You think so?
Yeah. I think so, man.
I hear this Bertie brutal, and I'm going to find
out. The Bertie brutal, I'm telling you.
Let me see what they say about the Bertie. I never tried the Bertie before, you know.
They're trying it now, right here on the Hot Ones Caribbean.
Alright. Let's see what you have.
A lot of people is fooled by the time they reach this one, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I feel like you give me a double dab, okay? Big up Bertie so much now. Give me a next dab now, man.
Well, I feel they wanna penalize me, you know. I feel I find I'm doing too good. But the Bertie hitting home, boy. My head's sweating.
Head sweating.
Yes,
Watch him. Watch him. Pressure. The only thing I see in is steam coming out the ears.
I feel like I eat this whole wing. Hold on, huh?
Yes, man. Ecliff Elie, wing eating specialist.
Yeah, boy, the Bertie brutal, boy.
Brutal. No,
You
but what?
see the hair? I'm sweat coming on my
I
head.
see it. Like I tell you, anything I'm missing is steam coming out the ears right now. But what I think is brutal is as an entrepreneur, working for so many years and working for free. That's what I think is brutal. How did you survive all those years? Because I read that you did a lot of work for free. What was your motivation over those years?
Well, it all started with showing in Chester, and this was like about 20 years ago. I know about over 20 years. I know because my first daughter, she's 23 now, and she and Showing in Chester born on the same day.
Right.
And so I know I was showing when she was just a baby. And at that time, Showing was the lead singer for Traffic. And I used to go on these school tours on 98.9 with all these artists. We'll go to all the different school tours, and I met Showing. Showing had just came from Tobago. He was renting an apartment down in St. James. Showing used to wear like a sandals and socks. A old time guy, and
right.
we were friends, right? And KMC pulled out of the Soca Monarch for whatever reason, and Showing got the opportunity to perform, and he had sang the song called Get Out My Dreams. And he didn't have any money or anything, and I was so excited to do this outfit to see the first time to see one of my suits on television on Soca Monarch. So I jumped on the opportunity and made this lovely white outfit for Showing. At the time it had 40 performers. He came 15th or 16th, somewhere around there.
Wow.
And I was so pleased. But even though he placed in Soca Monarch, he started to get other opportunities. And he was my first brand ambassador, and I used to do stuff for him for 8 years for free. And I remember one time I had a discussion with my sister, and she said the same thing. Ecliff, you're real stupid. Why did you swing for Showing in Chester for free? I said, listen, as a matter
Caribbean
of fact,
people would say, you're dotish.
you're dotish. And she was like, why does it Showing for free? And we had a huge argument, but I have 10 sisters, right? So this is one of them called Nicole. She sews as well. And I said, listen, I should also make clothes for Showing and pay him to wear it. That is how it works. That is how Nike have Jordan have an endorsement of Nike and so on. And she just couldn't see it. And she said, but use not Michael Jordan or whatever. And then Showing landed a deal with B-Mobile after 8 years.
Wow.
And they wanted them to go buy another designer. He said, no, this man have been designing for me for free for 8 years. And his manager at the time, Ellis Chowlin, who's Chinese laundry uncle, that was the first time I ever got paid. And then when I got paid from B-Mobile, they were so pleased. They had Marshall Montano, he was one of their brand ambassadors. Then it had Dilly Nadan. Then it had Bungie Garden and Asylum. So I had to outfit them and the whole band. And because of that, I was able to buy my first home. After sacrificing for Showing for 8 years, I was able to buy my first home and my roll and roll off car. So sometimes people doesn't realize the vision, but you don't want to commit to the cause and apply yourself to your talent and be honest and sincere in what you do. I believe God will bless you.
So the overnight success that they saw was 8 years.
8 years.
Hard work.
Yeah.
And you know the amazing thing.
I know I've been doing this for 31 years. This year, made it 31 years. So sometimes people don't know the struggles you went through and all the challenges and the sacrifices you have made for your family and stuff. So for now, and I'm still doing the same thing. I'm not doing anything different. The only difference is I try to be a better businessman, but the way that I go about dealing with people and treating people, it has always been the same.
And I think that we need to add some suspense music in the background when he was telling that story because, in my mind, as you reach to the orgasm of the story, I was like, Showing is a dirty dog, boy. But then when we reach to the part of the story where you say, yeah, boy, Showing bless you up, Showing bless you, I was like, nice. All right, I like Showing again, Big up Showing,
This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by B-Mobile.
We are lime, we are laugh, we are chat, we no chill, we are hot.
This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by Unipet. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Now, Ecliff, you tell me that you did, 8 years of free work, and it's ironic that we're actually on our 8th sauce right now. And then we're going to turn it up a bit more with the Matuks Trinidad Scorpion Pepper.
All right.
I think now going in with you.
I'll pour in more because I want to defeat this pepper.
You want to defeat it? All right.
We get in my ring here.
I'm going with you.
I can change my mind?
No, you can't change your mind. There we go.
Yeah, sure. All right, let's see the scorpion.
Yeah, the sweat only increasing by each wing, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Ecliff, you're looking like you need some milk. Drink some milk now. Have some enjoy milk here. And you're really looking like you need some. I see you're sweating a lot. Take a little toast with me now. To more life.
This milk is a lifesaver. What milk is this? Enjoy.
I hope you enjoy it.
Okay.
Ecliff, we have a recurrent segment on this show called Explain That Gram, brought to you by B-Mobile. And it's a segment where we do a deep dive into your Instagram, pull some photos, and ask you for some more context. So I'm going to show you these photos while you're in the hot seat. This is the first photo here. Was Mr. Tempo a difficult client to work with?
Nah, I wouldn't say difficult. I would say he's someone that research anyone that they get involved in doing business with. So the process was very easy. And what we are trying to accomplish there was to bring out, because he used to have this corporate life back in the US.
Yes.
And he's from the Caribbean, which is very relaxed. So we just wanted to create this corporate look, the successful look, which is very successful, and we just try to capture that in the images, and I think it was a really, really nice shoot.
Wonderful. I'm happy to hear. Now, earlier you told me that you got a call from Marshall Montano.
Yes.
But you didn't share much details.
Yes.
So explain this image to me here. Walk me through the process of actually working with the king of soca himself, Marshall Montano.
Well, which Pepper Boy, Scorpion.
Don't worry. We have water, we have milk, we have things, and we have a bathroom as well.
Pepper. It was very interesting working with Marshall because when he came, he actually brought his wife. And I sat there looking at the chemistry between both of them. And he's a person, he know what he wants. So we went through the fabrics over and over, and he decided to go with these textiles because it was breathable. It was in line. He wanted this kind of vintage look, so that's why he chose those type of colors. And the ox blood or burgundy, that was to show royalty in his outfit. And I just sat there looking at he and his wife, how they communicated, and then you could see that he really trusts me, because even though he knew what he wanted my approval. And of course I put in my personal touch, and that's what he came up with. And I went to dress him just before the ceremony, and he was really, really pleased when he put on your outfit. He was just all excited about wearing the brand and feeling confident in exactly what he wanted.
He was like, Ecliff, he's a boss boy. Like, did he say that?
Oh, you know that I was there.
Ecliff, tell us about the inspiration behind this picture.
Oh, well, Sonny Bling, Sonny Bling is a fun person. The yellow in the background is gold, which is royalty. The pink, people like to say men shouldn't wear pink, but actually when they wear pink, there's a girl's magnet, because girls love pink and they love to see men in pink. So
I'm wearing pink next time, yes.
So Sonny Bling, that was all about confidence and wearing this pink, and yeah, so that's exactly what you wanted to capture there in that outfit and that shoot.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing, Ecliff. I want to move on to the next source here. Right now, COVID times, you can't really travel right now. But I want to virtually take you to Barbados right now as we move on to our next source, which is actually from Barbados, the Old Duppy Pepper Sauce. Coming from Barbados.
Oh, this is the Duppy Pepper Sauce.
This is one of my personal favorites here.
Alright.
Have a nice kind of liquidy vibe to it, you know what I mean? Oh yes.
Duppy?
Old Duppy
Okay.
pepper sauce. This is
So,
when things really get a
let
little
me see
more
how it is
intense.
compared to the scorpion. It's stinging, but
Gentlemen, I hear the voice got a little heavy. The sweat glands acting up.
yes, no, I had to finish this.
Go ahead, finish it. At the beginning of the interview, I remember I recorded a video of you, which we'll actually put in here, and I said, Ecliff, you ready? And he was like, yo, what you say?
Born ready?
I born ready, alright, Ecliff. So, you look like a man that be hitting the gym and thing, boy. You know, I realized the physique in place. But it didn't always look this way, though.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration behind, you know, you making that decision to move from this
Yeah.
to this?
Well, I realize when I try to lose weight, it really doesn't work in your favor. Because you might set a goal to lose 30 pounds, 10 pounds, 15 pounds, and when you achieve it, you might say, achieve my goal,
Right.
and you'll just go back to your bad ways. So what I decided to do was to try to live a healthy lifestyle, which was try to eat a little better, try to rest more, and include exercising into my daily lifestyle and routine. So in that way, by trying to live a healthy lifestyle, I will be able to lose weight over a period of time and it will become a habit, a good habit. So I decided to develop a good habit by trying to live a healthy lifestyle. And with that, I incorporate a little bit of gym.
So essentially you went from Ecliff Elie to Ecliff Elie.
Ecliff Elie.
But what does this do for your love life though? You know, maintaining that proper body. Because you know ladies love a man who can dress her.
What does it for my love life? Maintain a proper body or the way that you dress?
Yeah, so do you think that there's a connection between the way that you dress and the way that you look and you know having an enhanced love life?
Well,
Or enhanced sex appeal?
well, yeah, definitely I would say so. I'm talking about from the standpoint of performance as well as
The man performing. It was speed. That's a speed.
and also you know, looking attractive, appealing, and it also increases the self-confidence. You know, and women love to see men who's confident. You know, yeah, so definitely.
So how did you deal with that extra attention now? Because I assume you know the DMs must be popping, coughing there, boy.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, the DMs will be popping now. You know, ladies will be approaching you now. How do you deal with this extra attention now as the man, the myth himself now, Ecliff Elie, not Ecliff as you'd call it. Yeah.
Well, I'm quite accustomed getting compliments from women. I grew up in a household. I have 10 sisters. I have daughters. I have a mom, and most of my staff is ladies. When I started doing female wear, is female models. I used to be dealing with most of the times. So I don't have a problem again. I don't feel swell-headed by getting a compliment from a woman.
Right.
For me, that's quite normal.
Yes.
But I give back compliments as well in a respectable manner.
Okay.
So I don't feel no way in particular when I get a compliment. Just say thanks and move on.
Thank you for sharing all those tips. I know how to deal with the extra attention now, because you know I'm a hot one now. You know what I mean?
This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, Trinidad and Tobago.
So we're gonna move on to the hottest question of the day with the habanero 100% Trinidad scorpion pepper.
Bocado.
Now this one we have a tradition here to add a dab of extra pepper sauce to the last wing. So I needed to raise it up to the camera. It's optional, isn't it? It's optional.
Optional.
It's
Nah.
optional.
I am.
You doing it?
Yeah.
And you ready? I ready.
Okay.
This is the hot one. Let's
Yeah,
go.
boy. Okay. Wait.
Man, open your eye wide, yes?
Scorpion, boy.
What you doing over there?
Now man, I'm going in still now. I'll defeat this. I can let defeat, man.
Alright. I love
Just now.
I love the mental tenacity going on
Share.
here.
I'll take some more.
Ah, boy.
Final run.
Final dab. This is Ecliff Elie, master craftsman.
I'm sweating it.
Yes, we're sweating a lot. We see it on the camera. I'm gonna wait for you to complete that
Yeah,
wing.
man.
Clean the wing now.
I'm cleaning it. I'm finishing it.
Yes, that's what we're talking about,
I'm
man.
defeating the scorpion.
They once had Gary V on the show and he cleaned the entire wing. They don't play. That is what we're talking about, man.
Woo, but hot.
Ecliff Elie, share some words of inspiration for some upcoming designers who may be looking at the show.
Yes, no, I can catch my breakfast.
You take your time, Ecliff.
First, don't eat scorpion pepper. On hot ones because you may not be able to answer any more questions after that. Well, my advice to any young person or any young entrepreneur is very simple. First, make a decision. Once you make a decision, don't look back and just jump and a net will appear. That's it.
Right. Now we're heading to the hot moments powered by Andrews. Ecliff, who was the most difficult celebrity that you ever had to work with?
I wouldn't say difficult. And there's some pressure here, boy.
I realize.
Scorpion.
Problems.
Pressure, boy. That's what, wait.
Getting that enjoy milk. Lactose-free milk.
Oh, yeah. Problem child. Mash it up and build back. He was the most problematic person to work with.
So ironic. What made him problematic?
Well, the designs that you want, the type of fabrics you want me to work with is more challenging, but at the end, you know, the more challenging opportunities you get is be more satisfied at the end. But it's more, it's problem child, it's just a problem. And then you say, that's why they call me problem child.
Well, you know, problem is a problem, so you shouldn't be surprised, Ecliff. But that hot moment was brought to you by Andrews. Ecliff, thank you so much for coming on the show. You now have 30 seconds to tell this camera, all the cameras, tell the fans what's happening in your life. Pressure going on in your life right now.
Right now, I cannot think be on my lips. It is on fire. Well, thanks to the red carpet. I'm very excited about the launch of my website. It's up. It's a place you want to go to if you want to see good fashion, great creativity, and exciting products, Ecliff Elie products. It's just out of this world, so you have to check it out. I'm very excited about my website.
Well, after hearing about that, I'm definitely excited about that website as well. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Ecliff Elie. My name is Daniel Loveless, and this was another episode of Hot Ones Caribbean, and that was a hot one. See you next time.
You know you are a hot one. We are lime, we are laugh, we are chat, we are chill.
Ecliff, we have a recurring segment on this show called Explain That Gram, brought to you. Right? Yeah, I got it.
Scorpion, boy, the scorpion. Scorpion sting here.
Yeah.
This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, Trinidad and Tobago. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Who got the Caribbean views? What's the latest in Caribbean news? You trying to cook Caribbean food? You know they got the music videos too.